Hey guys, welcome back. I hope your spring break was awesome. Um, this slideshow should be pretty short, so we'll just get right into it so that you can spend as much time as you need on your country projects. You'll notice I actually moved the due date for country projects back to Friday, so you have a little bit more time to work on those. Um, I thought that would be nice for you. Anyway, let's move into our new chapter, which is industry. We're going to be talking about this first slideshow, really short, just talking about regions that industry occurs in. About 75% of the world's manufacturing takes place in just 4 places. Western Europe, Eastern Europe, so basically Europe is one of 3 places in a way, Eastern North America, and then East Asia. So Western Europe includes 4 main parts. That's the United Kingdom, the Rhine River Valley, the Mid-Rhine, and Northern Italy. So 2 of those 4 are in Germany. One is the United Kingdom and one's in Northern Italy. One big reason that these areas grew so quickly is because they were close to iron and coal, and they were also close to markets that they could export to. Rivers and waterways really helped all of them as well. So the Industrial Revolution actually began in the United Kingdom, and that's when industry really started to take off globally. It started with, like, London, for example, starting all these factories and textiles, and then other countries started doing the same thing. The Rhine River Valley is actually Europe's largest and most important industrial area today. So Germany is actually one of the wealthier parts of Europe now. All right, and then Eastern Europe, this includes largely Russia. There's a few other places that aren't in Russia, but most of these are Russian regions. And all of them are in the Soviet Union except for one, which is southern Poland, basically. One big factor for Eastern Europe was communism, really bringing industrialization to a lot of these areas. A lot of these places were rural or agriculturally based until the Soviet Union took over, and then the Soviet Union dumped investment in to build infrastructure and factories and things like that. However, like we've talked about before, they kind of focused on one industry in each area, so they're not very well-rounded countries still today, but many of them had their first initial industrialization occur because of the Soviet Union. And then there's Eastern North America. This includes a lot of different places, but mostly like the New England, Great Lakes area. New England is actually the oldest industrial district in North America. Remember, that's where all the textile mills were in the original colonies. That's when they were making cotton or turning cotton into fabrics and cloth that would be made into clothing or sails for ships or things like that. The Western Great Lakes area is really important today, largely because of transportation. Basically, the railroads all met there, and you could get there by boat from Europe, and a lot of other places like the highway system meets there. And so it became a really important place for a lot of industries, but especially cars. Cars, you could build them there. The resources could be transported there fairly cheaply by boat and then turned into cars, which could then be transported either by train or boat or semi-truck. So that didn't become a major player in terms of industry until much after New England, but now today it's probably much more than New England in terms of manufacturing. All right, and then East Asia. This includes largely Japan, China, the Koreas, not so much North Korea, not much industry there. One problem for East Asia is they don't have the natural resources that some of the other places do. And they're far away from large markets except for each other. But if they're all manufacturing similar things, that they can't really sell to each other as much. However, they all have a lot of population, a high population, and so they're able to actually use cheap labor as their advantage in terms of competition. Japan is the one exception to this. They've now specialized so that they are no longer cheap labor. They're focused on certain industries that they're just really, really good at. Higher-end electronics being one of those, but I've mentioned this many, many times. Other things are like camera lenses and a few other high-end things. Okay, that's it for today. I told you it'd be pretty short, so hopefully you have some time to work on your country project. If you did not take notes, go back and write down those underlined sections. Alrighty, have a great day.